Debbie Romero is your host today on Transcend with Debbie and can be found on all platforms. She's a renowned international evidential psychic medium, Reiki master, Munike certified, and empowerment teacher who is holding space to bring awareness with other like-minded souls as we raise the vibration collectively for humanity with awareness, inspiration, love, compassion, and healing. Now your host, Debbie Romero.
I'm talking away and I'm muted, girl. What's up with that, Miss April Hernandez? Hello, my girl. It's so nice to have you here on Transcend with Debbie. It's an honor to finally bring you on the show. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, girl. I'm really, really excited. Shout out to everybody that's here. Can you see the comments on the side, my love? You can. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And so, hey, Jennifer, want to give some shout outs really quick, if you don't mind, Miss April. Would you like to go in the comments and say hello to everybody? I'm going to check one thing on the destination while I...
Thank you for joining us. Hi, Lily. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Paula. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Hi, Valerie. Let me see. Hi, Derek. Hi, Jean. Hi, JD.
Hey, JD. What up, JD? What up? I'm just working on something behind the scenes. I am trying something different, y'all. Bear with me here. So I'm excited to have JD and all of you guys here. Thank you so kindly for holding space. You know, my love, would you mind just sharing a little bit about yourself and what you do with the community?
Okay, so I am a licensed clinical social worker. I currently work in crisis response, so I take people to psychiatric facilities. Among all of that, I am a mom of two kids.
Yes.
Who are, a lot of people don't know, but they're actually gifted. They're actually mediums as well. So I'm raising two little mediums.
How cool.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I haven't shared it publicly. So amongst that, you know, I am a medium myself. So I'm a medium raising two mediums, and then I'm still developing. My job was one of the ways that I figured out about my gifts. So I learned a lot about my gifts at my job because of where I'm at. So that's when I started getting into like the paranormal stuff after an event.
Right.
And you know, I had already been a Reiki healer. I had learned how to do crystal healings, and I've been working on myself. And so all of this has developed into where I am today.
I've had the honor to meet your babies and you, and to be a mom, to have children that are so sensitive and in tune, and you taking the steps for your journey. How do you balance that, my love?
Ooh, it's not easy. It's you really have to prioritize your self-care because the intensity of my job, I see a lot of things that I really hope a lot of people don't get to see. And so I value self-care a lot in whatever way, shape, or that means. If that means going hiking, or just simply sometimes it's just eating a healthy meal, going to the gym, even just sleeping. So whatever my body is asking for, I just honor it. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying my best with what I have.
Right. And you do an amazing job. I've had the honor to meet you in person and meet your babies. And you have this amazing booth where you do your crystals and you also do your energy work. And when you're saying you're honoring your body and you're spiritual and you're doing the hiking, what would you suggest one do to listen to their body? What are the little key things that start to pop up when you're feeling the need to shift the energy?
So as you go on your journey, especially healing, whether it's on a spiritual level, on a mental health level, you start feeling more and more. So honor those feelings. If I'm feeling tired, make sure you are resting, and it's okay to rest.
Right.
If you don't feel right being around certain people, if after being around that certain person you feel like your energy is being depleted,
Mm-hmm.
honor those feelings and
Right.
take that as a sign of where you need to set boundaries. Um,
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
mhm.
And then when you say that, I think it's crazy because not crazy, but you're a therapist, and a lot of us are healers, energy workers, and we're doing
Mhm.
our spot, our part to hold space, right? And so, what does that look like for you? Like, when do you know? Okay, because some of you, sometimes you don't have a choice, and you're sitting and you're listening and you're receiving and you're processing the energy for someone. What do you do to honor that? Like to say, "Oh my gosh, I can't hold space anymore."
Um, when I'm at work, and I have to prepare myself to be around um, that and just be able to hold space for people. But for instance, like if people want to call me and I already feel like I can't hold space for somebody at this particular time, then I'll just say, "Hey, can I call you back, or can we talk about this later?" And setting little boundaries like that. If I'm not ready to hold space for you,
Mhm.
um, I won't hold it at that particular time because I have to honor myself. And one of the things that I also ask people is to ask if I can hold space for them too.
Mm. Do you think people understand what it means to hold space for someone?
Not necessarily. Not
Right.
necessarily.
What does that look like? What does that look like? Like, what does that look like to you when you're holding space? What does that mean for you?
For me, so if you're coming to me and you're telling me something, I want to know if you just want me to listen to you,
Hmm.
or if you want feedback from me. What is it that you need from me? Do you
Oh,
need
very
me
good.
Yeah. Do you need me to listen to you, or do you need feedback? How
Hmm.
can I help you?
No, that's true. That's true. And sometimes a friend does it without even realizing that they're doing it, right? So
Mhm.
it's like, how many times are we holding space for our friends and for other people that are going through something? Like Erica Neva's in here. She's an amazing soul. Kelly, all of you guys, even by you coming to the community and to the group, we are holding space for each other. We're
Yeah.
all that Wi-Fi, that link. We're amplifying each other, the good and the energy of the hardships, the challenges, we're all elevating those energies together. So when we are in a community, whether it's a church or a friendship or a group,
Mhm.
we're all doing our part to bring forward awareness, inspiration, healing, love by just simply being kind, right?
Yes.
Isn't that crazy? Like, we don't realize how in depth that can really unfold. And so sometimes, when you're doing that, nurses, doctors, people who are caretakers, therapists, we all need, and not just those that are actively community involved in energy. What I mean
Mhm.
by this is like, even hairstylists, they're always in someone's energy field. People who are makeup artists, creators, they're touching the energies of others, right? Constantly.
Mhm.
And so, as we're releasing these energies, even as you're a paranormal investigator, your goal is to go touch the energy and feel, and your goal is to get the story and unfold the history of that property. What do you do when you're in those states of energy? Like, how do you feel it, or do you protect yourself? Do you block yourself? What do you do? How do you work with that?
I definitely use
Uh
Reiki
oh,
a
I think
lot.
we
Like,
froze. Did she
did we?
freeze?
Did I?
Hello.
I can hear you.
Okay, there you are. I lost you for a second.
Oh, okay. I do use Reiki a lot to fill up myself with life force energy. So that's just my daily practice before
Mhm.
I do anything. Crystals, I use crystals um, as a form of protection, and prayer. I think a lot of people may underestimate the power of prayer. And whoever it is that you're praying for, or, I always pray every
Right.
single day. for
Yeah.
protection and blocking negative energy from me.
Right. I got to meet JD. JD is an amazing soul. For those that are in here, hello, Jennifer, Nancy, Christina. JD and April are amazing, amazing team. They work really well together. And JD, I had shared a personal information with me, and I absolutely loved it. And it's coming to my awareness right now. It's like he uses a cedar wood to cover his whole entire being as a form of prayer protection. And so before I met him, I actually have been, and here's my trick, guys. I actually get coconut oil and I put it from the bottom of my feet and I seal my aura with a layer of protection. So it has this layer of energetic energy with the intention to, seal my energy, protect my energy. And so that is something new that I've been doing, and I absolutely love it. I love it. And it's also too with prayer, Reiki, energy, crystals. Like, girl, we call out the big guns, right? And when order needs to be brought in, order will be brought in with spirit. So spirit is my protection, the frequency, the vibration, and all of that. So I love that you're saying the Reiki. I love you're mentioning your crystals. I specifically love my hematite, and I wear my hematite when I'm going into different energies. I love my amethyst. People don't realize, but the amethyst helps with the mood and the energies, and it also helps with the crown. So it's like the mind and the thinking, right? I'm actually one that wants to feel everything. So I want to feel it all. Like, I don't like to use the protection. I really actually say, come on in, spirit, let's roll, let's go, right? I'm that girl. And so it's very interesting that for me to have incorporated the coconut oil. And it's very interesting for me to start incorporating different things that my spirit team is saying, come on, girl, we need this now. So I'm like, okay. And I understood why, because some of the stuff out there, it's very unspoken of. Has there anything been unusual for you as an investigator that you have seen and you're just like, whoa, I can't believe that happened? Any like physical mediumship, anything that's manifested that just was like, whoa, I can't believe that just happened?
When I first started seeing stuff, I felt like I was going crazy
Yeah.
because because I would like see it and then I would take a second look and it wasn't there anymore. And so I felt like I was going crazy. And then I realized, okay, no, what I saw is actually happening and is there. And so I slowly just honored it. It's come a long way. I haven't done that many investigations. I feel like I'm really in like the beginning stages, but the little bits that I have done have been really interesting. And I think that working with other people and it validates what you're seeing, it also kind of helps that experience.
Right. I know that as intuitives, mediums, healers, we're all sensitive. We're all feeling the energies, right? We're all feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're all feeling these energies, it's not so much that we have not done an investigation because we all live it. It's a way of living. It's, they say paranormal is unnormal, but it's actually normal. And it's so normal that people taboo or oh my God, no digas eso, in our culture, like, le voy a dar una vela, I'm going to pray for you. You're not supposed to see those things, and so you're like, no, let's see it. I want to see it. I want to understand it. Show me more, but because depending on how one was raised, we're going to be looked at like, oh, eso es mala cosas, algo está pasando, like, oh no. So like, what do you do once you saw that and you were like, no, that's not true? And then how did you work through that?
It was validation from other people too, that this is what I was experiencing. And sometimes being able to describe, because it wasn't from this timeline or this era. And that's how I knew it didn't, it wasn't, I wasn't imagining it. And sometimes like in dreams, and it can come off a little bit scary because I would see how people like have passed away or like walking through the hospital, and then you see them and then you start feeling how they passed away. And so just that in and of itself, feeling how people have passed away can be scary, like it can be a really scary experience, because all of a sudden, like I'm having a hard time breathing and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not me. I'm
Mhm.
just feeling what, somebody else's feelings. And I I can feel stuff. That's one of my biggest clairs, is feeling stuff. And so that has been something that I have gotten more comfortable with, and
Mhm.
just honoring that, okay, there's going to be some discomfort, and that's okay.
Right. Have you ever had it where you had to go to the doctors over and over again, or have it where, I'll share with me. I went into an awakening and my heart just starts going boom, 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 because spirit's so blended, so close. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't breathe. My heart, my chest. I was like, I gotta go to the hospital. I gotta go to the hospital. Something's not right. Like, have you ever done that? I've done it. I'm laying there like, I get up, I get down, I get up. I'm like, and then, oh, Miss Rivera, it really, your blood pressure drops and it goes up. Everything starts to adjust. It's insane how the energy can play a role in the physical form. So have you ever had that happen to you?
I will usually feel people's symptoms like hours in advance,
Mm-hmm.
because of work, and I'm in the hospitals. So one time I was feeling a lot of like chest pain, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to have a heart attack. I'm like, I didn't eat anything differently. This can't be heartburn. I'm about to have a heart attack. And so when I was at the hospital, here I go, oh my God, my chest is hurting again. I think I'm about to have a heart attack. And so what ended up happening was I saw this person like a few moments later going by in a gurney that had been stabbed in the chest.
Oh,
And so I was like, okay, this is not me. This is not my, this is not my, this is
right,
somebody else's. So
right,
I was like, okay, this is when I started learning, like, okay, this is what I'm feeling may not necessarily be mine, and
right,
some other people's. So
right.
gone
Yeah.
through those experiences, but not to the point where I've had to go to the doctors myself.
Oh my God, girl, I've gone. I was a big baby, Chiona. That's me. I'm a big baby. I'm like, oh my God, algo está pasando. I need Jesus. I need to go to this. I need my doctor to check me. What's happening? I mean, eventually I got out of it. But so you are so calm, and you did this and you processed it. How long did it take for you to finally realize, like, obviously within those seconds of acknowledging your patient, did it take time for you to click that? Like, what happened?
Like I said, it's usually a few hours, and it would happen. Like I will usually feel people's symptoms either like a day before, or a couple days before, or hours before.
I'm laughing because you did that to me.
And so it would happen like often, like, okay, I feel like I need to go to the doctors. And then so I would meet somebody, and then um, they would tell me about what they're going through. And I'm like, oh, this is what they're feeling. This is what they're going through. I'll give you another example. So I was at work and I started feeling my legs burning. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so weird. What is going on? And then we went to the hospital, and there comes a patient in the gurney who had burn marks. And I was like, oh,
Ay,
I
Dios
was
mío.
feeling them. So, yeah. So after a couple of times of going through that, like me feeling something, and then I see the person who's experiencing those symptoms, that's when I realized, okay, this is what's going on with my body.
Yeah, that's a hard way to, for many of us in here, if you've all experienced this, right? You're not alone. We all have these type of awakenings where physically we're holding and we're feeling everything. And when the blend comes in so close, even to the movements of the body, even to the voice of how we change, the personality and the characteristics, you're in mental health, okay, my love? And our job as mediums are to bring forward the characteristics and the personality of a soul from the other side. And how have you ever seen a patient where this is spirit and you're open, but I can't tell you that, but you're recognizing it and you're sitting there like, oh my God, I wish I could explain to you, this is what I also understand to be true for me, or how do you work through that?
Oh, I meet a lot of people, and specifically a lot of kids. I meet a lot of children at work, and sometimes it's hard because the children are very open and sometimes very gifted. And so they're seeing stuff, hearing stuff, they're going through, um, the spiritual realms without even really knowing what they're experiencing. And sometimes parents don't even know how to assist their children.
Right.
So it can be a little bit difficult because, again, sometimes parents might not be open to
Right.
spirituality or to their gifts. And so that
Right.
can get difficult for a child. Um, I have met people that are gifted and, or like people who are very into crystals. And so when we meet, then we're able to talk a little bit more about like spirituality. But sometimes, for instance, I remember having somebody who was going through a spiritual awakening, and prior to me walking into the home, I remember seeing a male and a female. And so when I went in and I talked to her, she was telling me about how she was hearing voices. And so, okay. Um, and she didn't like the voices she was hearing. And so afterwards, I asked her, I was like, oh, so is it a male and a female voice? And she said, yeah. And so I was like, okay, so this is, they are there. So it's now here I am validating their spiritual experience of
Right.
what's going on. And sometimes the mental health component, sometimes it's more of a spiritual component than a mental health component.
Right.
And I think that's kind of the interesting part of me, because because I've been around this, I can kind of tell you, yes, this is spiritual, this is more mental health. Sometimes it's both.
Right. I feel the shift in that when you say that, because it can be both, right? Because then now you develop anxiety, or you develop this energy of response to when the energy hits you, and sometimes it can develop, and if it's not handled or educated, it's still an energetic process to unfold, where they can start to get the soothing understanding. Okay, this is not me, this is spirit. I knew a lady who was a therapist in our area, and I absolutely loved her techniques on working with colors and doing the chakra work, and also, throwing the garbage away of what putting names to what you're feeling. And, those are all energetic releases, and how we can ground our energies for kids, or just, and it's nice to see both spirituality and mental health come together. It makes me so happy, especially in the field of paranormal, and seeing the tragedy events of one who's, and just in the world in general, people who are walking that are so gifted. I keep it very close to my heart. And when I say that, I get a little emotional, because, that's one of us. We got to take care of our people, and we got to make sure that we bring awareness, inspiration, and knowledge, so one does not suffer at the magnitude that can happen if we can just simply bring a little bit of a shift of perspective to say, okay, let me feel it into that way. It's so much beauty in what you're doing, April. Thank you for being a service to the community. And I know you're in mental health, and I'm sure, when did you know that you were awakened as a medium? When did you know that?
Well, I've been on my spiritual journey for 7 years, but I really haven't dove into the depths that I'm in maybe in the past 3 years. That's when I really started developing.
Right. And so there's so much unfoldment, and I'm really excited for your journey, to watch it unfold. Let's go here to the comments, my love, and let's see where you feel guided to. Any questions for April, and any questions for me, and then we'll do some readings too. So we'll hold space for all of you. April is an evidential medium. She's a Reiki practitioner, crystal healer, sound healer even. As a matter of fact, my girl's gonna be coming out here very soon and working with me. So I'm super stoked. Like, I cannot wait. So there's gonna be a lot of unfoldment coming soon. So my love, go ahead and go to the comments, and I'll follow your lead, okay?
Okay. Um Let's do.
Oh, I could have saw that.
Let's go with Dawn. Dawn Rose?
Yes, I love her. Hey, Dawn, it's been a minute, love. Thank you for being here.
All right.
Ooh, do that again. Do that again. You got skills. Do that again. Woo. You're getting a good card, Dawn.
As a little kid, I used to always shuffle, and I never knew like why I was able to shuffle the way I did. Now I know.
Now you know. Ya sabes.
Yep. Okay, Dawn. It looks like there's some partnerships going on right now that are going to bring some form of abundance. I'm not sure if that resonates with you.
Are you there, Dawn? Can you see me, April? Okay.
You come in frozen.
That's what Callie was saying, that I'm frozen. So bear with me, y'all. She works in a school. Long as you can hear me, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
The power of the energy, y'all. Maybe I shouldn't have asked for protection today. I never do that. Oh man, that's a good one. Yes, she works at a school.
Okay. Okay, and I don't know if there's something that you've been like praying for or working on, but keep those positive thoughts there so you can work towards them.
If you want to add any more to it, Mija, go for it, because it takes a minute for them to respond.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes with readings, I do want to add that we're just validating a lot of the energy that is happening or going on or you're around. Sometimes it's not necessarily futuristic, like you're going to know the future. Sometimes it's just validating the energy that's around you. And actually, there are therapists that use cards.
Yes, there is.
Part of the questions, just to kind of get a sense of what the energy is like.
Yeah, it's really cool. I used to go to a somatic healer, and she used to pull out the cards, and she had an amazing intensive background, even from past life. And I find that really cool, that when you went into that home and you were able to feel a different era, a different timeline, people have experienced that. That is real. You're like the movie The Jump. Have you ever seen the movie The Jumper? He like timeline jumps.
No.
Oh, you need to see it. It's so dope. I don't even know why I use the word dope. You must use the word dope, but it's so cool. So yeah. So Dawn says, yes, she has, and so I love that you're validating for her. I say, Dawn, just keep going, moving forward, don't doubt yourself. I feel you very strong. I feel you very intelligent. I feel you very gifted. I feel that you know what you're doing. So don't let the doubt creep into the right side of your body. The energy's moving. There's a gentleman that feels very much like a father that steps forward. And I know as he comes close to me, granddad, dad, he's making me feel like, girl, come on, let's go. He's pushing your energy out of your comfort zone. And this is the beauty of it, is when we're uncomfortable, it's because it's a change that's going to be for the benefit. We doubt it, we question it, but at the end of the day, just know that you're in the right path, is the sense I'm getting. Huh? Okay, I'm going to let you take the next one. I'm going to try to fix my computer. Okay, April, go ahead and pick another person.
Okay, let's go with Jennifer Garcia. Let's see.
Am I still frozen, April?
No, we can see you.
Ta-da! Talk about protection, y'all. My guides came in earlier and they're like, dale protección. And I was like, really? Why? So I listened to my guides and they did not play today. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, Jennifer. It seems like that we have some new beginnings coming in. Definitely, it seems like things have changed. Or there was a big shift or movement, lots of changes. It might have felt like everything has fallen apart, but just know that it's all in a redirection for all of these new beginnings that you're going to have coming. There might be some sort of spiritual awakening going on. And there's almost a man that's bringing in an offering or some sort of offering. And don't lose hope. I don't know what's necessarily going on, but keep that hope there. Remain hopeful. Do you got anything else, Debbie?
Okay, so you, Mihai, I feel like you're going through some healing, as April said, around the heart. I know either there's somebody here that is acknowledging an illness, because I'm getting like a cough. I'm getting here like with my chest. And I know she said father or gentleman that steps forward, but I felt like two men were stepping forward. I had to acknowledge a father and a grandfather. As I feel into his essence, this man steps really close. He's so adorable. He has his hair combed back. He's got these big eyes where they kind of like sag down a little mustache. I feel like this is granddad, and my legs hurt me just a bit here. And he was very, very gentle. And so as I feel into his essence, I know that I walked a little slower. I know that, this was grandpa. And I feel like, he's such a gentleman, because I want to open up the door for you. And I feel like with him, he has some stomach issues, because all of a sudden my stomach starts to have some issues. And if you would understand this, Jennifer, a yes and a no, and I don't know, would be great. And this way we can continue the link with you, my love. And I feel like he is definitely someone who is an angel for you, because I do feel that he is showing angel energy behind you. So either you have a strong connection to the angels, or there's a connection in sense for you saying that is my angel. This gentleman now is acknowledging me of a younger man where t-shirts were made in sense of an angel. So I have to acknowledge t-shirts, angels, a young man in spirit as well. Jennifer Garcia, if you would understand this, my love. And I love how she says, chica bonitas, hey. And so I say that because this young man is very youthful. He's very fun. I don't know if you know the name Roger, but I got the name Roger. It's funny because I've been getting Steven a lot lately. So I also hear the name Steven. I also feel either a Sam or a Samantha is also acknowledged. And I just say like family coming together, acknowledging the family. I feel like I'm at a park, or like I'm at some type of like, picnic with the lowriders and the cars and, that whole suave, like, and I don't know if you're in LA, but they gave me like that whole Pico Rivera area. You know where that is? Maybe I'm picking up on the Hollywood LA area where you are, my love, pero lo siento like Pico Rivera. I feel like I'm cruising in the lowriders with my little hat on. If you understand this would be awesome to see a yes or a no, Jennifer. Because, the imagination and spirit will take me. For real. It'll take me. Yes, family reunions at the net. Oh, there you go. Okay. I love that. And so butterflies are a way that they connect to you. I feel butterflies. I feel like you get the butterflies. And as she says, this spiritual awakening is happening. Is that how we said our heart goes? Well, your panza like feels it. And you're like, ay, Dios mío, like my stomach is upset. Something is about to go down. I don't feel right. And those are things you need to pay attention to. Our energy responds to the people we are around, just as April said, our energy starts to come around. And then the way I say this is because this young man, something either happened to this young man, and they're making me feel like you either knew it, like you knew something was about to go down and you knew this energy was coming. But at the end of the day, it was like you just kind of kept it to yourself and you just kept it in prayer. You just kind of let that go. Pero the way I'm feeling into it, this is the time for you to speak on what you're feeling. Share. Don't hold back, because it can help so many people. So this gentleman in spirit, I see Dodgers. I also see football, which is with USC. And I also see something in a connection to San Diego. So this person is coming in a beautiful way for you, my love. I'm just going to leave you with their love for you. And I say, I'm sorry. There's someone you didn't get to say goodbye to. So I definitely want to give you my apologies also. God bless. That was cute, huh? Like all the little, it's like, man, I was at the party with them. Right? So they take us with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mija, go ahead.
Okay. Let's do. Oh, you're welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you, mi amor.
Let's do Bernie.
Bernie. Oh, I like that. Bernie in the UK is in the house. You know, people pop in and out while you're reading, Bernie. Just do a roll call too. Who's here? Where are you from? So when we come to you, we know you're still here. And send some hearts. I love Jane's pink hearts. Let's send some pink hearts. Well, my girl is hooking it up. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Jill. Hiya. Okay, she says hiya.
I mean, Bernie.
Bernie.
Letting go. There's a lot of letting go. And sometimes we got to surrender to the things that we have to let go of. It's necessary to kind of let go to start building these foundations. You might be walking away from certain things that are no longer aligned with you or resonate. And it seems like there have been some feelings of sadness, or you're going through this process of rebirth.
The planets do that to us too, right? Oh my gosh. It's like yesterday we were like, oh, woo, I love this. And the next day we're like, I'm letting this go. It's natural.
Yes.
Bernie, love, if you would understand this, letting go and surrendering, my love. You know, whether these are relationships, friendships, rebirth. She's like, rebirth. Woo! How many of us love rebirth? It's mucky and tough, but then when we're coming out of it, it's so beautiful, right? It's like, I feel so good. This feels so much better. Clarity. Yes. And so, you know, what else do you get for Miss Bernie? What do you see?
There's a man, some maybe that you want to come into union with, or wants to come. And I don't know if you pick up on a man.
I was waiting for you, baby. I know there's a man there. She was letting go. She's walking one. It's like, you're doing the dance, girl. You're doing the dance. But I want to wait for my girl to unfold it. Go ahead, mi amor. Don't be shy.
I see the man. I see a man that wants to come in. There's a lot of like sadness, or a lot of pensive thoughts revolving this man. Do you want to add?
I have to refresh myself, because that's the energy. I'm going out. I'm coming back. I'm going out. So this is the physical part of the energy that it responds to the read. So just how I froze, it's like we freeze, right? And that's the energy frozen. So if I go back to Bernie, right? That's what we're reading, right?
Yes.
So it's like love. Like I just feel love. I feel like when I'm tapping into you, you're writing, you're creating, you've manifested. I feel like you just, oh my God, you're like me, girl. Like the other couple of days ago, there was this huge energy, and I just felt like the energy took me, and I was like, creating, and I'm in my mode. And how many of us artists are in there like, no me toques, no me hablas? What that means, don't touch me, don't talk to me. I'm in my flow. Like I got this. And I feel like you've created this huge energetic change and shift. And then you're like, okay. And then you're in that pause moment, like, okay, it's like, let's make it happen. Let's go. Right. So when the opportunity presents itself, where and I this is where my girl April and I, we talked about the ego, right? We talked about the ego. You said, girl, the ego was going to come up today. And here, and I hear you're not right. Because I do the same thing. Like my ego be like, nah, that's all right. I'm good. Right now, you already hurt me. I'm good. Like, nah. And then you be like, but I love you. I want this. And then like, nah, never mind. My heart says you hurt me. So I'm going to pull a love card. Express your love. Because I feel like you got to express it. You got to keep the energy moving. Let friends help you, right? Let people be there for you and bring that love into thyself, right? I hope this makes sense. I love that Kelly's putting a heart. Man, girl, I was done either way. I'm telling you, girl, because it was like, you're like, I'm out of here. And then they're like, here I am. Hello. What's that song? I hear the song because, Spirit uses music. Hello, is it me you're looking for? And you're like, no, it wasn't.
I think we're about to go into retrograde, right?
We are, but we are. Talk about it. Do you know about it? How the old love comes back?
You usually hear back from your past lovers or past people during retrograde.
Like, I will let you know, girls. But listen, so put the ego aside, right? Put the ego aside and welcome love. Like I say, sometimes we get hurt so bad, or we wanted things to be presented in a certain way, and then our heart gets shielded. We shield ourselves. It's like that respect, self-worth, those boundaries come in. And so as you bring healing for thyself and you're acknowledging the shifts, it's okay to do the dance to welcome new love. And whatever that looks like, as long as you're respected and you're treated with love and kindness and you are valued and it feels good, give yourself an opportunity to embrace that. And that's what I get for you, my love. Does that make sense? I love that she says, new love. What? There's my fan for it. It is hot here. Is it hot where you are, April?
I'm hot right now, and I think it's the energy.
My God, I'm so hot, and it's humid. It's humid. Okay, go ahead, mi amor. Where are we going next? Let's go.
Okay. Oh, Brittany said, yeah, that's true. Heart gets shattered, then it makes you withdraw.
Yeah, but I feel like I want to give you a big hug really quick from Mom from Spirit World. As I feel her lungs, so she would have had a breathing issue. I know she needed oxygen, and I know it was difficult for her to do things. But Bernie, as she comes closer, she's like, you got this. Don't let nobody make you feel less than. And I feel like I'm being acknowledged to a ring. I feel like I want to bring comfort and healing around love. I also want to bring understanding, patience, and love. And also kindness to self. So I know April is very, very big on how you speak to yourself. And so I also want to give that to you. Speak kindly to thyself. Okay, go ahead, love.
That's what we call self-compassionate in therapy.
Is that what? So I'm giving myself compassion all the time. I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. That's what's up. Let's go. We're soothing our own spirit.
And I'm very mindful of the things that I say because I'm the type of person that will speak words into existence. So I don't want to call in that negative stuff. So I'm always just
either froze again. Is it me? Is it me? My poor internet is just not happy today because the energy is fire. Where did we go? Miss Kelly Brickle, can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is this thing on? Anybody can hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Okay, that's cool. Girl, you coming in hot with the power. Let me tell you.
I'm feeling hot.
we elevate so high. This is like all of y'all power just blowing us out. 2 paranormal people coming in this world. Spirit is showing you the power of how it could be manipulated with no doubt. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's go with Annie.
Annie, girl. Annie Newman. Where are you from, Annie? I feel like I'm on The Price is Right. Come on down. It's just a little caffeine. I should have had any, but Come on down, girl. Hi, Sheila Martin, girl. I love my Sheila. I'm going to be on Sheila's Damn Friday. So come on down, Annie, love. Where are you, Annie?
Annie, are we going through
Annie from the UK. Go ahead.
I'm feeling also a presence of a man going some form of heartbreak
Okay.
where we just want to kind of keep to ourselves, really thinking about what has happened or thinking about the past. You're almost like reminiscing about this relationship.
It's so weird. I never bring my love cards out, and with you, you started with the song "Love for You," and you really set the tone for love. So this girl really embodies love.
I love love. I'm a Leo. I love love.
Yes. Oh, you're a Leo. Happy birthday month coming up. Hey.
Yes. If I just feel like if you do things out of a place from love, you can't really go wrong.
I love love too.
Okay.
Aww. Annie says, "I love love too." I know. Annie, when I come to Annie's energy, I just feel a lot of energy moving off of you because of the magnitude of love that you embody. Like I do feel that with her. And I almost want to go to him. Like there's something about a him energy, a masculine energy here. Do you feel that too? And so I know it says Annie, but I want to give you a dog, and a dog, and I feel like the comfort and the compassion for animals as well. And I feel as this dog comes closer, this dog is acknowledging the shifts that you've gone through, and it's almost like it's very interesting because it's almost like on the left side of your body, it's like you're feeling energy down on the around the feet. But I just got to say it's spirit animals come a little bit lower down in the vibration by our feet. And so if you're feeling energy, this is the spirit of a dog that's coming through to my sense. And a mother is connected to this dog, so mother also comes forward. Annie, are you picking any of this up? April?
I feel like she's getting messages, or at least symbols. She's getting signs.
Right. And if you would understand this also, Annie, a yes and a no and I don't know would be awesome to see where we are with the energies, because then this way we can continue to unfold it. But I do feel spirit is working with you. You're releasing your grief as well. I also know, like around the heart, as we talked about shielding the heart, I also feel your heart is opening. I find a lot of feathers. Oh, the animals are definitely around you. You know what's being brought to my awareness? I started my journey really early on, and when the spirits come in and they're moving the energies around our organs and our body, right? Because energy is within us, right? It's within ourselves. And there was a prayer that came into my thought right now, was like Ezekiel, where there is stone. When my heart is stone, make it to flesh again. And so I definitely feel that whatever you went through, you are now having this heart of just flesh, and it's just really opening up in a beautiful way. And that is the intense of love that you have poured into the work that you do, whether it's for kids or with family or home and taking care of the house. I feel like this woman feels like a mother, and I feel like you cared for her. I feel like to making sure that the house was okay, people had what they needed, and I just sense this compassion for everyone, and all of that you've given out, I feel spirit is giving back to you. So to take the steps to take care of thyself, to take the steps to bring joy back into your mind, body, spirit, and to give you abundance from spirit's world to your hand. I'm getting abundance and those feathers, but they also show me a hummingbird. The month of September, October are months that are relevant here, and November is very significant. There's something about the number 15 or number 15 and the number 2. And then I feel like either the number 333 comes in for you, but I also wanted to go to a phone number. So I felt like the phone number was actually 333, or there was like if I were to call somebody, there's a lot of ones and a lot of threes in the number. There's a lot of threes and a lot of ones in the number. Like I want to call my dad or someone that's in spirit. Like I feel like there's all these things that are connecting to you. So please don't doubt that. I know this message can go on and on, so I'm going to leave you with the love. Thank you so kindly. April girl, go ahead. Where are we going?
I just want to show Annie. The card. Do you see the heart and the feathers?
That is beautiful. That's your feathers, honey.
And the nest. She's in a nest.
So beautiful. Wow. Look at the number that I gave her belongs to her sister. Wow. The 333. God bless you. So that is the intelligence of the spirit world connecting to you. That card. I wish we could pin it. Put it back up again. Miss Brickle, can we spotlight it for her? I don't know if she can spotlight it. I don't know how, if I could spotlight you. Nope. Nope. I tried. She wants the meaning of the card, Mija.
The Four of Swords. Well, I sometimes just read the cards based on pictures.
Yeah.
Just whenever I see the pictures.
Me too.
So I can go based on the definition.
No, give her what you're guided to do because it's from you.
But for me, it's more of like you're dealing with your heart. There is like, working through that heartbreak, kind of just keeping to yourself, or like being in solitude, being by yourself after having these losses, or sometimes just the heartbreak. But I love the imagery and how it relates to her.
Right, because the spirit is showing her you're not alone. There are feathers here.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to the energies. There's an awakening happening, and they're connecting to you. I love that, most definitely. Okay, mi amor, go ahead. Let's do roll call. Roll call. Who's here? Who's here? Shout out a lot of UK people, a lot of 805 people. I was seeing you, Griselda and Laura. Thank you for being here. She says that makes sense. Thank you. Much love to you, Annie. Hi, Kevin. Thank you for being here. Thank you so kindly, Jane, for being here. Jennifer Rose is in the house. Jennifer Rose will be with us in our event too, and there's a little secret about to come out. I can give a little bit of it. Should we announce a little bit of it?
Yeah.
We should, huh? We should. So we should. Go ahead. What do you say? What do you think? We should just give a little teaser.
Hold on. What
does the card say?
There's not no card. We'll do that.
I love it. So April is going to be holding space out here in the Ventura County area, and she's going to do a session on sound healing. We have an amazing event, a day of healing, a day of inspiration, and a day of awareness. April, we have Callie Brickle, Jennifer Rose, Miguel Gonzalez. Oh my gosh, we have Yvonne and a beautiful friend we call Hero. We are all coming together for a day of paranormal healing, trance mediumship, and it's all in person. I'm so stoked. It's gonna be a slumber party for sure, like a huge slumber party. So you guys, everyone is welcomed. It's gonna be in a home that is historic home here in my area, and it's just gonna be bliss. So yoga, transformation, numerology, paranormal, healing ceremonies, trance speaking, spirit art, mediumship. Oh my gosh, it's going to be fabulous here in the 805. September 14th is the day to save. So date to save, Laura, date to save. You're all going to get some energy. And I could feel the power already coming up. Who doesn't want to know their life purpose with Callie Brickle with her numerology, right? Transformation with Jennifer Rose, and get readings by them in person. I'm so excited. And Annie's freaking hero from Arizona, Oregon in the house. Like, oh my God, it's going to be so bomb. I think I'm more looking forward to the sleepover. Like all of us in one house. We're in trouble in a haunted house. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous. Actually, I ain't gonna lie. I've been in this house. I'm a little nervous.
It's okay. It's okay to feel that way. We honor that.
I'm honoring my emotions. I'll be like this with my flashlight. Who that? Okay, Mia, go ahead. Let's go.
Kevin.
Kevin!
Okay, Kevin, I feel like there is some frustration right now. You might be frustrated with spirit or with family, or you're not feeling like you're reaching your goal or not where you want to be.
Ooh,
Oh,
that means things have been lost. You went so look at this. Spirit is really intelligent. When things fall and things are moving, this is all the energy that we're working with. So that's a perfect way physically spirit is showing you how your energy is at this moment of whatever you lost and you dropped. So it's like go St. Christopher, go pick up what you lost. And it's like I want to give you the keys to open the new doors for you. Is it Kevin? Kevin, right? I want to give you keys. Like, babe, here are the keys. They're not lost. They're in your pocket. Like, oh, use them. Use the knowledge. Go ahead, baby. I'm gonna sit back. I'll be quiet.
okay, yeah. I was just gonna add letting go, surrender, and don't let your ego get in the way, because that's gonna be what's gonna hinder you.
Right.
Your ego.
We talked about that. It's because you know a higher self is all love. If you guys ever hear us do a reading and there was somebody who just was really a frustrating person to live with or difficult and they had challenges, and so then when we bring it in, we're like, oh my God, I'm sorry, I love you. And it was like, wait a minute, that doesn't feel right. That's the pure essence of love when we can feel into the energies. And so how do we allow ourselves to go into that higher self connection of no fear of doing something wrong and taking the leap of faith, right? Taking the leap of faith on self. There's a lot of courage, not only courage, but a lot of faith. We do a lot of our work based on faith, and we also trust that it's all aligning. And even when we don't see it, but our heart knows it, that's taking the leap of faith on what your spirit is guiding you to do.
Yeah.
And if you don't jump on that leap of faith, there's that missed opportunities out of fear that it's not going to work out the way you want it to. But at least you can try and give it a chance to move the energies so it can open to possibilities. And that's what I get for him too. Like, give yourself an opportunity to be part of, to experience. And that's, I think, it's hard for a lot of us out of pride or different personalities. You know, will I mesh? Will I blend? Will I be accepted? Those are tough thoughts that we go through. As a therapist, April, and just as an intuitive, like, what exercise can you give one to overcome the doubt of the ego? What would you suggest?
So get to know your ego, or it's also known as your shadow self. People like to refer to the ego as the shadow self. Get to know your ego so that you know when your ego is trying to get in the way of anything that you really desire. You lost your
Hello! That's the energy though. It's not a joke. I'm telling you, before we popped in, my team was like a protección, you know, and I'm like, so my team's got my back. I'm just letting you know.
Energy will mess with technology.
Yeah. You got power, Kevin, bro. That's showing you the power of what you can use. Go ahead. Go into the shadow, you know, really what they call the self, what they call the shadow, the ego. Go ahead, baby.
So sometimes, like, thinking about what's the worst case scenario that can happen, right? And then also thinking about what's the best case scenario that can happen. Mm-hmm. And then when you actually confront that challenge or whatever it is that you were resisting, really ask yourself, well, was it that bad? You know, did it go the way that my ego expected it to go? And so that's kind of one of the ways that you kind of challenge the ego. And then you're going to have to befriend your ego. Your ego is always going to be there because your ego is trying to protect you. So it's just learning how to work with your ego. And especially in spirituality, right? We're always listening to our inner guidance, but you also have to make sure that's not your ego.
Right.
And as I say, befriend your ego.
It's true.
Bye.
So I took an exercise earlier in my mediumship, and we named our ego. So my ego, not knowing, I named my ego Sasha. And I was like, "Oh, girl, put your ego." And then I'll say, sometimes you'll hear me say, "Oh, let me put my bobblehead down because my head get real big. I'm put it down." And so you do learn, how to work with the energies, but it gives the little bit of ego is a blend in a healthy way to get you to do the dance, to take the leap of faith. So you do need the balance of that. Really understanding the ego and the higher self. I have a Spotify video where it teaches the ego and the higher self, and it also gives a meditation to let go of the fears, and then it brings it back to love. And what is love? It's humanity. It's we. It's not a fear of of rebirth or letting go. It is allowing us to be part of the oneness, and there's no judgment. You're really just in that bliss of the energy of just really honoring everything, and of a perspective with that high vibration energy. You work with love. You have the rose quartz. You have your 528 frequency sound bowls. You really start your day and your intent with love. And so there's a lot of ways that we can bring in love. I mean, there's so many beautiful ways. For me, when I went through my grief, I went through the cacao offering, and you actually had the opportunity to do that with me in one of them. And it's all activating that heart chakra, that high heart, the color green, the color pink, eating green leaves, like leaves, spinach, green spinach, or the green vegetables, right? Really working and attuning to that frequency. So self-love, love, and
Mm-hmm.
work with that energy. I remember doing a session for someone, and spirit said, this one person was working out of fear, and they were fearful based on one's practice. And spirit said,
Mm-hmm.
love is greater frequency and vibration. Let's move this and work with this. So if you can look at life with love in everything you do, even when it's hardships, I say do it. How would you like to leave today's group? With what message would you like to share with the community, based on your knowledge and what you feel Spirit is leading you to speak on today, April?
You know, we all are going through something right now, just as a whole. We are all collectively going through stuff. We're all working on healing. And I want everybody to know that we all bring a ray of light. We all have our gifts. We are all gifted. Our ego will believe that we are in competition with somebody else when we are really not. We are here living. We are abundant. And believing that we are in competition comes from a place of scarcity. That's the ego, believing that we are in scarcity mindset. But when you believe that you are abundant, you start realizing that everybody has this real light, and collectively we come together and we are helping each other. And I'm going to tell you from myself, I'm the type of person that would have loved to do this all by myself. I don't like asking for help. That's something that I've had to work through. But when I realized that I could not go on a healing journey by myself, I realized the importance of my community. There were so many times that I wanted to give up on this healing journey, but because other people believed in me more than I believed in myself at that time, that's what kept me going. And so understand that we are all here for each other, that you don't have to do this by yourself, that we are here to support you.
Right. Thank you for that message. And it's so true. Allow the tribe to help be part of the existence of that ripple effect of love with each step you take. So I leave you, and I this is my new sign off. I love Walter Mercado, and so I leave you with love and peace. Have a beautiful rest of your evening. Thank you, April, for being a guest on Transcend
Thank
with Debbie.
you.
Thank you guys who shared, for all the hearts, and thank you everyone for holding space. I say God bless. Take care, y'all.
Thank you. Sending you love and light.
Bye.
Bye.